Didn't get a lot of sleep. Energy drinks. Where's BB? AI replicas of him everywhere. Other podcasters borrowing our content.
Yeah.
And
Dirtbags.
a new theme song we are playing with. So welcome to In My DMs. I am Derek. This is Matt. I practiced that so I didn't fuck it up.
Did great.
Like I did last week. Thank you, Quan. Always doing the production side for us. Let's do this thing, Matt.
I've been up since 2 a.m., so this is mandatory.
Well, so Matt's giving free plugs. We're not going to say the name of the company because normally I have people pay me for that shit when I do my podcast alone.
Well, I'm trying to work an angle, Derek. I mean, I got to show a little tit. You know what I mean? If I want this.
You got to get the top of the areola.
Absolutely.
Or are we just talking cleavage? What are we doing here?
Well, that was just cleavage.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
Just the tip. Got it. So let's go ahead and start with our potential new intro to the show that Matt put together for us.
Yeah, listen, you and I know whenever they do the AI, you and I look like a couple guys from Coming to America.
Absolutely.
So I decided to have a little fun with that, put a little music to that. I'm sure it's going to infringe some copyright law, but we're not technically using it. This was just having a little fun with it. We're just showing you what we did.
It could demonetize the episode.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we can cut it out.
Don't be scared.
I mean, we're not really making any money anyway, so what's the matter?
Listen.
I'm just wondering which one is
Based on the eyes, they always catch you in.
Oh, is that what we're gonna divide? The eyes is the important part.
That's the catch, right
not
there.
the melanin content of the character.
Okay, I'll do the melanin. You got me. I'm the old gray-skinned Jew.
Can I tell you a quick story? So, back in my first marriage, we were on a TV show, and they had a description of the TV show, and they described me as a eccentric African American. I was like, that's a very nice way to say crazy nigga.
Eccentric? Can I ask what the show is?
It was called, hang on. Oh, crap, I'm messing up the show right now. It was The Real Wedding Crashers.
Oh, I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was a Ashton Kutcher thing. They took the movie Wedding Crashers and turned it into a TV show. It was a prank TV show, and we were the first episode.
Eccentric.
Absolutely.
So, before we get into this first issue with BB, what's your opinion on Netanyahu? Is he dead or alive?
Look, so here's what I've been saying to anybody who asks me. I was like, if he's alive, if I'm a person that's running a country and in the middle of a war and needing to prove that I'm here for my people, I'm going to hold a press conference and take questions just to make sure that people know I'm alive. I'm not going to address the issue that they maybe think I'm dead, but to give faith in the public that I'm around, I'm going to do a press conference. That's not happening.
No. So you're leaning towards he's dead?
Clearly.
I'll say it. Yeah.
Clearly.
I think this dude is all the way
sorry,
dead.
Unalived is what you told me I had to say.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Unalived.
Yeah.
Well, they have affirmed that his brother was gone.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So allegedly in the hit, it was him, his brother, and I think
his brother named Cece? Or is he the older brother? He's
BB and Cece.
I'm assuming BB's the middle child.
The Winans.
There's an AA, a BB, and a CC.
No. I'm sure it's like Yehuda or Shlomo.
Well, I mean, that's not even his real name, so I guess it doesn't really matter.
No, it's Ben Milkowski.
Right.
I mean, he's not even from the area. So, but anyways, him and his brother and 6 of their top leaders were taken out in that hit, according to what everyone is saying.
According to Iranian propaganda, whether we know if it's real or not.
I don't think it's Iranian. And I want to just say, 2 days before the world jumped on that, I posted a thing about him possibly being dead. And of course,
unalived.
Yeah, unalived. and of course was beaten up for it. You want to find out how quickly the bots will jump onto your page? Just start saying stuff like that. And if ever it's about our greatest ally, our greatest allies,
yeah,
they come out.
Well, will the bots also like and follow the show? Because if that's the case,
yeah, maybe we could get something out of that, right?
Yes.
Bots, head to YouTube.
Right. We need a mousetrap on your Instagram to get them to go onto the DMs, YouTube, and make us some money.
Do something instead of just being useless. Let's do the first video. Is this is Ben Swan? I don't know if you know who Ben Swan is. Ben Swan he had notoriety probably 10, 15 years. He still does. I'm just saying he was a mainstream media guy.
Mhm.
And he's the one that broke the Pizzagate
Okay.
story. And he's the one that said, according to the FBI, these following symbols mean these following things. He was very honest about it.
Mhm.
He didn't say this is for sure what it means, but because he was brave enough to go after that subject,
I'm sure he lost his job.
got crushed.
Okay. We don't have jobs, so it's fine.
But Ben Swan has, done his own thing independently. So that's who this is. And I actually think he's a great journalist. And he's given us a little breakdown on the first response that Netanyahu put into the ether, or someone did, about Netanyahu, about him being alive.
The original one that we expected, that we all think is AI.
Well, he's going to show you it's AI.
Awesome.
This isn't the coffee one. This is before that.
Okay.
And then the coffee one we'll do after.
Would have been great if he was at a pizza shop instead of a coffee shop.
That would be amazing.
Right.
They're not that
Is
bold.
Netanyahu dead?
Or-
Rumors are flying online that Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is either dead or in a coma. This is a claim that's been blasting through social platforms today. And tonight, we can tell you it's a very real possibility that Netanyahu was killed in a missile strike. Let's talk about what we know. First of all, Netanyahu had an in-person meeting this week with a U.S. envoy, and that meeting was canceled at the last minute. That means nothing on its own, right? But in reality, Netanyahu has not made any public appearances all week long until last night, when a video address to Israel was posted online. Here's the problem with that. That video address became a huge piece of evidence that something is very wrong. Look at the video. It's clearly AI. At one point, Netanyahu has 6 fingers, and then back to 5. Also, at another point in the video, some of his teeth disappear. Then they reappear. The video is clearly AI. It's not Netanyahu. But there's more, because late today, reports that the official office of the Prime Minister account on X posted this tweet before removing it. And that tweet reads like this, quote, "Rumors circulating on social media about PM Benjamin Netanyahu's status are unconfirmed." What does that mean? Unconfirmed? "We urge citizens to rely on verified updates. Efforts are underway to establish contact. PM Netanyahu remains committed to Israel's security." Again, that tweet was later deleted, but again, it's not evidence on its own that he's dead, but it's certainly very strange. Again, saying that these reports are unconfirmed.
Yeah, it gives no confidence.
And then there's another situation that might be related. We don't know yet, but in a shocking moment just hours ago, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was pulled out of an interview because the president needed to speak with him urgently in the Situation Room. Watch the way Bessent can't find his words when he comes back.
Oh, okay. Okay. No problem at all. See you shortly, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, I have to say, it's a first, I'm sure a last as well, that an interviewee's been pulled away to go to the Situation Room. How was the president? Was he stressed?
No, the president is in great spirits. The Iranian mission is proceeding well ahead of schedule. And I have to tell you, Wolf, that I have a teenager who's considering military service.
Again, evidence on its own that Netanyahu's dead? Absolutely not. But all of this taken together, and it is a story definitely worth watching very carefully.
That was great coverage.
Yeah, I like Ben Swan. That's probably why he got blackballed, because he is good at what he does and he's honest. I think he's dead and
Unalived.
need more energy. I think he's no longer with us. You want to get into the conspiratorial side of this? Look at how this is playing out.
There's a lot of moves. So once I started hearing about all of this, I looked at Israel's constitution, or at least the AI version of it, so I can understand what is the process for replacing the existing PM.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is the entire regime goes, and they have to start over with a new election for an entire regime. So there's no like succession plan. You have an election and elect a new regime.
Yeah, they're not wanting to do that in the middle of this. That's for sure. And he is on the far right, the Likud party. The only thing that those two parties have agreed on, much like our two parties, is the war effort in Iran and tearing apart Gaza. They've all stood firm on that. Can't agree on anything else, and they want to go after Netanyahu because he has been charged, which you're aware of. There's actual indictments against him, which he's avoiding, which doesn't really matter now.
No.
Doesn't look like he's going to make it to court.
He's not going to stand trial or stand anywhere, for that matter. I don't mean to laugh at someone's unaliving, but at the same time, when you try to cover it, that tweet was one of the worst tweets I've seen as to try to dispel a myth, because everything they said was, we're doing this so that we're not held liable when we're wrong.
Yeah.
And it was very clear if you read between the lines, which is why they pulled it down, I'm sure.
Well, the Israelis, be careful how I say this, right? They have a very aggressive posture when it comes to negotiating or doing. They'll just double down.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have and I am generalizing right now. Okay, there's a stereotype, but I have dealt directly with them and privately and in some other things. Even in construction, I went to go give one an estimate at one point, and the most aggressive.
Who shall remain nameless?
Yeah. I won't say their property if it was near Circus or anything like that, but they were so aggressive, and I finally just told them, listen, I've dealt with them in the past, so I was like, it's not up to me.
Yeah.
And then once you say that, they don't who can I talk to?
Right. They don't even want to talk to you anymore at that point.
Right.
It's a good accent, by the way.
Yeah. That's how they're very aggressive, and they double down, and they're going to keep doing that. And if you want to look at this other video, this is their first real AI slop effort, and I think a lot of people have seen it. But I edited this, and one of the things, two things in this happen that make it really obvious to me that it's AI. First of all, there's a tip cup. This is Israel. You're telling me that they're tipping?
Well, okay, so looking at the video, let's put it up there. It does not look like it's supposed to be a tip cup.
I'm going to call it a tip cup, and I'm going to say that's a red flag for Israel to have a tip cup.
It makes it funny, but I don't think so.
Okay. Well, I think it's an honest.
Are we going to play the video?
Yeah, play the video.
Right, so
play the video.
I think you should have put a question mark.
There's no way that exists in Israel.
It's not a tip cup. It's the size.
First, one of the first problems is the cup is full to the rim.
Right.
It's moving
It never
around.
spills.
The coffee never moves.
אתה רוצה לספור מספר אצבעות?
Like when he grabs it, it like jumps out of the cup.
Yeah.
And then
Here he
he's
is.
showing you right now. Look, I got 5
חי.
fingers.
He takes a drink.
Doesn't go down.
Same
קצת
level.
להתאוורר,
phone
אבל
on the
מיד
lip. Doesn't
מרחב
disturb the
מוגן.
foam.
And I found
והעמידה
this,
שלכם היא מדהימה,
looking at it,
נותנת כוח
when I
לי,
was doing my tip cup thing,
לממשלה,
I was slowing the video
לצה"ל,
down because you can, on
למוסר,
that app I
אנחנו
use, you
עושים
can slow it
דברים
down and look at
לא
it,
יכול
you know,
לשתף,
you kind of scroll back and
ברגע
forth.
זה, אבל עושים דברים
And I
מכים
walked
בי,
over and
חזק מאוד, גם ביום הזה,
showed a friend of
גם
mine.
בלבנון.
Look at this. Look at the pocket.
אומרים לי, להמשיך,
It moves around his hand.
Yeah, the pocket thing is pretty
גם אתם
damning.
תמשיכו להישאר.
I highlight it here in the
פיקוד
video
העורף,
so you can
כל
see it
הזמן,
pretty clear.
שמע להוראות פיקוד העורף, וגם לראשי הערים.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird how his 2 fingers do the thing in the middle.
Well,
ככל שהאדם-
that's from pinching coins. But see the pocket move.
We're so getting thrown off the air. The views of one of our hosts does not reflect the views of our other hosts.
אני לא יודע לדבר קלוריה, זה נראה לי מסוכן מאוד.
So,
Or the engineer. So we're clear.
just so you guys know, go read about why coins have notches in them. You know the notches around the coin? No, I'm not kidding. No, this is historic. I'm not.
We are so getting thrown off the air.
There-
We're going-
no, this is a matter of historic record.
Okay.
You can go look
Why they have ridges.
Why there's ridges
Okay.
around the coins.
Okay. I need to go look it up. You're not going to tell us?
Well, if you want me to say it, I'll be happy to
I
do
don't know.
it.
I don't know that I want
We're
you
trying to stay
I think
monetized and right. You
I think
know.
I'd prefer we not discuss it on air because I have an idea.
Just go read. I would suggest to everyone who can go on Google and if Google will be forthcoming and ask it why coins have ridges in them, and
I will.
you may have to double down on a couple questions to get it to go to the place that I'm taking you.
I'm gonna go to Grok real time right now because that's my research
Yes,
spot.
some of these they're just so PC. And if you get a PC answer, I'm just gonna belt it out right here.
I want to see what it says. So, hang on. What the question is? Why do coins have ridges? All coins.
Well, the concept of ridges on coins started.
Where did the concept of coins having ridges come from? Let's see how Grok plays. We should have done this ahead of time. Oh my guess it's still taking my voice. Darn it. All right, so keep going.
Well, I'll just tell you. Just fuck it. So, they used to take a little.
I fucked up the
the
bit.
coins were the coins were originally with notches. That's what they started as. We now have them as ridges, but those ridges are this modern version of the notches, because someone who is our greatest ally way back in the day used to go ahead and notch little pieces off all the coins, and they'd keep those little pieces. And
It was called coin clipping.
That's correct. I see you have found that.
I'll tell you, I like grok. Back when coins are made of precious metals like gold and silver, their value was tied directly to the amount of metal they contain, and a common form of theft and currency debasement called coin clipping or shaving involved people secretly scraping or cutting small amounts of metal from the
Jewish
coins.
people.
Got it.
Anyways, that's how we got ridges modern day on your quarters and all that. You can thank someone.
I'm asking you, where did this start? Let's see if
I don't know if it'll be that honest with you.
England at the Royal Mint in the 17th century.
Yeah, bullshit.
In the 14th century, a device called the castaining machine
Mm-hmm.
was used to add ornamental patterns lettering to coins before
Yeah,
striking.
because they were just capitulating at that point. They're like, all these coins are going to have these fucking ridges on it because these big nose little hat people keep fucking
Jesus.
snipping off pieces of coin material and for themselves.
I have to quit.
It's just the truth. Just the truth. I'm just here to shine a light.
It's not good. All right. So, okay. So, how the fuck did we get on coins?
Well, we started
Tipping.
talking about tipping. Yeah, his hand was
His
misshapen.
hands.
From
Oh, you said from
pinching
got it.
coins. Yeah.
Got it. You should have said shaving. Then we would have
I-
had some factuality to go with it,
Yeah.
and then the reason for
Well,
that last bit.
That's no fun.
Right. So I recommend everyone get your own favorite AI or Google and research it for yourself and see if you can get the answer Matt's looking for. It has not given me the
It is
exact.
factually correct.
So the facts of one of the hosts are not contingent on the facts of the other. So we're
Yeah.
clear,
Have you never watched South Park?
because that makes it factual.
That is 100% factual. They all have little bags of gold.
Well, South Park is good at one thing that we know, and that is doing predictions that are out of this world.
I'll tell you what, we'll go out to an area where there's a high concentration of little hat, big nose people, and we'll start
Like
rolling
the
them.
circus?
Okay. Wherever.
What are we talking-
The Diamond District in New York. We'll go out
Got
of
it.
town on a little boys trip,
I need to
and
stop.
we'll roll a few of these guys, and I'll take the bags of gold, and then you'll see what I'm talking about.
There's people walking around with bags of gold today.
Not people.
Matt, kill him.
All right. I'll let you off the hook.
Thank you, because if you only knew the amount of people that like you laugh at his stuff because
Oh,
and
no,
you,
listen
and
to
you
me.
validate it. I'm like,
I'm gonna call
does
you
that
out on
validate
this.
it?
Yeah, I'm gonna call you out.
Go for it.
You threw the left on your page. Because you got a lot of leftists on your page,
I do.
and you threw them red meat.
I always do.
And I know. I paid this much for gas today. Thanks, Trump. Now you know the real reason, or at least you have an
I
opinion.
put Trump with an Israel flag behind him
Right.
to go with it. So come on.
But then they all of them circle jerked all over your page, and they're like, Biden this, Biden that. And did you see I commented? I'm like,
Yeah.
I think we should stick to the topics. Why don't we discuss why under the Biden regime the gas was high, and why I think it's a very different story, but they don't want to do that.
I think it's the exact same story because you got two people who are pining for the elites that we will never be able to really get the answer for.
Come on. You and I agree why he's over there. Do we not?
Oh, I don't know. I thought you said he was going over there because he's under the control of the former prime minister of Israel.
Well,
Alleged.
clearly
Former.
that spell has been broken. But I, through our discussions, we've had discussions about the British Empire,
Yeah.
their involvement with, and I'll do a little quick summary of it because I don't want to spend all day on it. I just was saying you were throwing the left on your page, some red meat,
I did.
and they gobbled it right up.
I did it for everybody, though, because I knew it was going to stir
I'm
up a
just
conversation.
sitting-
I'm loving it.
This is my face. I'm looking at it. I'm going, fucking fucker. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Same thing you do to me.
Yeah. So I was like,
I didn't tag you this
I
time.
didn't want, right. And I appreciate that because I was sweating onto my phone, debating whether I even fucking respond to this. I'm like, do I do this?
Oh, this is good.
Yes, I'm going to respond.
This is good. Now I know what to do moving forward.
Yeah. I just gave you a little tell there. So if
Yeah.
you ever play poker, you know.
Right. By the way, oil back up over $100 a barrel.
Yeah. Well, it's going to, we said
Yeah.
in our last discussion, I said it's going to fluctuate. It's going to
And
go back up.
Gas Buddy has gas at 80 cents over the spot it was before we started the war.
Yeah. Well, I just paid for some fuel today, some diesel and some gas, and it was painful. I don't like this.
No, I mean, but it's this, let me say, a medium price to pay for the amount of success that could come from this if what we're saying about what Trump's doing is right.
Correct. If indeed.
Right.
And I actually believe it. I'll do, like I said, real quick. So Balfour Agreement, 1917, the Rothschilds make Israel. 1953, they are the ones behind Mossadegh. Mossadegh breaks away. The British Empire is on both sides of this. So in the basic principle of it, they have created the issue of funding both sides of the chaos in the Middle East.
Absolutely.
And
war's expensive.
Right.
And they get a percentage of it.
They've been benefiting from that for decades.
Right.
So now, in my opinion and opinions of others, Trump has gone in to fight the British Empire and take back control from the mullahs. And apparently now Bibi is no longer with us. So if you're keeping score, he has allegedly cut the head off of the snake in Israel and cut the head off of the snake in Iran. Is it costing us in the short term? Yes. I don't like it. I don't like spending extra on fuel. I use a lot of fuel. So that's my opinion.
I don't like it because this was completely against his campaign promises. And, you know, I didn't vote for Trump. I voted against Kamala with a vote for Trump.
Would you have voted for Trump if he said, listen to me, I'm about to go to war with the British Empire and it's going to, in short term, the gas is going to get really expensive. However, I'm going to get rid of Bibi Netanyahu and I'm going to get rid of the mullah in Iran.
If it wasn't coupled with, I'm also going to turn around and infringe on your free speech, I would have said yes. But that part is fucking me every single day I see it happen because that's the reason I didn't vote for Kamala.
And we agree on that. I don't, but there's compartmentalization, especially in somewhere like the CIA, where you're seeing some part of the CIA is going after, which you and I talked about a little bit, Tucker Carlson.
Yes.
Yeah. They're saying, because Tucker is, I think the two most prominent voices, and we've discussed this openly, against the Israel control.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Candace and Tucker.
Yes.
And Tucker is very difficult. He is an excellent, I don't know that he debates. I think he would be a good debater. He's very meticulous in how he does this. And he's very accurate.
Careful with how he phrases things so that it comes off in a certain way that gets you to say,
yeah. Well, and he's intelligent.
Very much
right.
So.
And I think he comes from a very honest place. And now that he is saying, if you watch the video he just posted recently, he's saying that the CIA is referring him to the DOJ for criminal charges.
And I had the misfortune of listening to Ben Shapiro's podcast earlier today, and where he touched on this, and I just heard a little bit of it. And they're citing a Foreign Aid Act or Foreign Actor Act. If you have ties to a foreign country and you then go on and speak on behalf of them or speak in favor of them, there is laws in America against that. Now, so that not necessarily infringing on free speech, but infringing on free speech because of the ties to a foreign government, potentially. Now, Ben has alleged that Tucker has property in Qatar. I don't know if it's true, but
is that a crime?
It's not a crime, but it's a crime to have property in a foreign state like Qatar and then go and talk on their behalf as a broadcaster per this act.
Yeah. Well, then I would
yes, is the answer to your question. Yes, it's a crime.
Okay, then if we're going to have that standard, then let's have the standard of dual citizenships for all of the Congress and Senate, where how are they serving the American people when many of these people have dual citizenships with our greatest ally? You're not working in my best interest if part of what you're doing is working for someone else.
Yeah, I don't think that any of our public officials should be able to have dual citizenship.
I don't
That doesn't
either.
make sense to me. If you have to be born in this country to serve as president, period, not that Barack did it, but if that's a requirement per our Constitution, then why would we allow senators and people at the highest level in the House to then have dual citizenship? It doesn't make sense.
There is a bill that is up That is
term limits added to that bill?
well, term limits needs to be. Primarily that would take care of a lot of issues.
Right.
Either that, or it would force them to accelerate their plans in such a clumsy manner that they had to do it in a small time frame and get caught every time.
Right. So it's exposed. I mean, if you're dealing honestly, it doesn't matter how long your plans take, right? If you're dealing negatively, then you got to get it done quick before somebody catches on.
But there is a bill before the House, I believe, and it is suggesting that the same thing that you just said. You have to be a citizen of this country to serve in Congress or Senate. I think
that's not a requirement now.
It is not. I mean,
so
a natural born citizen of this country.
Got it.
Yeah, let me say that correctly.
I was like, so you have to be a citizen to vote, but you don't have to be a citizen.
Well, you don't have to be a citizen to vote. They say that, but I promise you that's not happening.
Well, it's the law.
There is a law, but until we get some teeth in the DOJ and we get some people that'll actually do. That's why Matt Gaetz was not put in there. Matt Gaetz was going to go in there just firing left and right.
Right.
Ready, fire, aim. He didn't give a shit. And because of that, he was never going to get in that position.
Right.
So we get the blonde, we get the fucking Barbie.
Bondi?
Yeah, whoever she is. And she sucks. I'm sorry, but she just fucking sucks. She's easier to look at than Matt Gaetz.
I don't have an opinion on her at all at this point. I've not spent any time.
Well, her inaction is my opinion.
Sure.
The fact that we're all sitting here going, how come no one's been charged for Epstein files? How come? And they catch her, what's her name? James O'Keefe catches her off. He had a table and he catches her off camera saying, yeah, there's all kind of disgusting shit in those files and pedos and blah, blah, blah. And everyone's fucking children. But then she's like, gets on there. Oh, well, we really couldn't find anything.
So let's talk about that for just a second.
Yeah.
Most of the Epstein style stuff ended when he was unalived. We are literally 7 years past that point. Have we crossed the what's it called? Where you're out of where you can still charge for something. What's the term?
The statute of limitations.
Statute of limitations. Thank you. I slept last night. I don't know why my words aren't working.
Bro,
I got water. It's supposed to help.
There's no really good water sponsorships though. I'm working something.
There are. We'll get one.
I don't know. The statute of limitations on murder itself, I think, is like 20 years. So no. If that's correct, then the answer would be no.
So, okay, now you just said something. Are we alleging that there are people other than Epstein that may have actually taken place in the actual, this would be a conspiracy to commit if you were receiving the bits of the children that you were going to eat, right? Whether you actually did the hammering yourself?
Accomplice to or hammering. Yeah. I mean, I want all of them. We aren't getting any of them.
I do too. I'm just wondering if the reason they're dragging it out is to hit that 7-year mark so that they can go, oh yeah, you're right. So-and-so is responsible, but we're outside of statute of limitations. So he's an asshole, but we can't put him in prison.
Right. I think that happens all the time.
Clearly. That's why I'm still here.
Just clarify. I need you to clarify. It has nothing to do with children.
It has nothing to do with children.
Then we're good.
I mean, I may have been a child.
No, then I can live with that.
Okay.
By the way, there's a new photo of Epstein floating around. I didn't grab it, but it's. I don't think it's legit. It's
another Tel Aviv sighting.
No, ironically, it's
ironically,
he's in South Florida.
Oh,
in a convertible. Driving, and there was a guy pulled up right next to him taking a photo. And I will say the guy looks like him, but if you compare the ears, because like fingerprints, your ears are unique.
Right. So that was my issue with the one that was circulating from Tel Aviv. I had my wife, who's a private investigator and a professional comparator of faces who follows people, what have you. And she's like, no, the ears don't match it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell it really because he had kind of his hair was long in it.
Yeah.
And I thought I kind of blocked that because I tried to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But this one is clear and the ears do not match.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's more AI slop.
Maybe he had an ear transplant.
Maybe. I mean, listen, they were cooking all kind of shit. This dude was over there, working pandemic plans. So,
well, I mean, let's put it into perspective.
He made a whole Britney Spears.
That's what I was gonna say. You said like 4 shows ago they cloned a Britney Spears, so he could have cloned himself.
Yeah,
right.
Or his ears, just his ears.
Exactly. Put somebody else's, then restitch him. So when I go do my shit, ears and nose.
Yeah, this is how crazy this whole thing has become.
So that's what I wanted to kind of lean into a little bit. This war and all wars right now and all elections are seemingly now, and it's very obvious, all propaganda based.
Oh, I thought you were going to do it.
What?
Fake and gay. I thought we were going to do
Gake.
fake.
Gake.
Oh, Gake and Faye. I thought your inner Candace was about to pour out.
No,
Fake and
no,
gay.
there's lines I will not
All
cross.
right. I was just so super hopeful.
No, but they've always been propaganda wars. If you go back and look at World War I and World War II and what was coming out of Germany, and they were talking about how great they were doing in the war, and
Joseph
the same
Goebbels.
thing is happening right now with Israel with their little stupid post, and their spokesperson came out and talked about all the wonderful things that are happening in this war and how they're winning, and so many people and only so many Israelis have died and only so many Americans have died. So the propaganda machine is working really, really hard and overtime because they need to cover up how bad it is.
Well, they told you that Israel had a tip cup.
You told us this.
Well, whatever. Someone did. And that is utter bullshit. And a tip has never been given in the entire country of Israel. I promise that much.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay. I'm just telling you. But look, we're talking about the First Amendment and freedom of speech. You know who Ethan Levins is?
I do not.
Okay. Kwandi, can you go to the first group? And there's the Ethan Levins. So the first one's going to be Ethan Levin suspended on X. Ethan is he's a social media guy.
Okay.
Puts out a lot of good content. But some of it got too good. And I'm not going to do anything more than that. I want you to watch these two videos. His first one is him saying he's suspended. And then we're going to show you the content he posted that got him suspended. And I would like your opinion on this situation.
And you don't think that's going to get us suspended?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
You know, I don't get mad a lot, but after spending an entire year posting on X, and yesterday I finally break through, I get into the creator program, and I get over 20,000 followers. After a year of posting, they suspend my account. I've had many big creators that everyone knows, millions of followers, reposting my videos, tagging me, and then I get suspended, even though they're the ones that are posting it, number one. These are videos that are posted everywhere on all of my accounts. And they suspend me, they don't give me an appeal option, they kick me out of the program, and yeah, this is what I get, I guess, for trying to get on another platform for a year that Elon Musk says is all about free speech. Like, are you serious? And you know, this one especially bothers me.
Is he coming
This
from
one really did, because I was starting to know a lot of bigger people. I was starting to connect with a lot of big name people that could really help me career-wise, and then it just all goes away. Thanks. Message to the Iranian government right here. I need missiles here tonight. Israel's Channel 12 did a report on the new Patriot battery system. It's right here at the Palashamin Air Force Base. It's actually right here. You can zoom out a little bit, Iran, if you want to see that. Yet again, it's this exact area. I'm going to zoom out for you. This is where the Patriot battery system is. This is the guy that reported it. He's Channel 13. Actually, you can see it right here about the Aero battery air defense he's posting with it. That is going to be right here. It's right there in the middle. Yet again, here's another photo he posted confirming. Look how the sides are like a wall. It opens up just like right here. It's brand new, by the way, Iran, so if you want to fire off a few missiles that way, there's only 6 interceptors in this direction, so you're going to need about 8. You're going to need a bigger barrage than normal. So what I'm assuming, guys, is we fire at Tel Aviv, divert it south, and maybe you can even get some interceptions over here just to waste some more. Make sure to like the video, repost, share with all your Iranian friends. Let's see if we can possibly get this out to the...
Is that freedom of speech, what he just did?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to disagree. And I'm going to say this, and I am a free speech absolutist.
Okay.
Okay. But what he's doing in that video, and I could say this from a perspective of someone that served, he's giving away potentially locations of equipment and personnel that could, and now you'd be crazy to think they don't already know that. But that doesn't relieve you from the fact that you're doing it. Giving up those positions and to where those people are and where that equipment is, to me, endangers American lives, potentially.
So I understand the reason for protecting American lives, but I think, number one, by giving weight to it, it confirms that some of the things that he's saying is real.
Oh, it's very accurate.
And the way that most everything else have gone about combating it is to get a bunch of bots to put up something similar that combats that and says other things that to I guess muddy the information. But
Well-
what I don't understand, if it was already on ABC News and they already said all of these things, why is it that it's his account? And why is it his free speech that is being potentially limited?
I think that's his point. He's saying he's taking someone else's content and saying that he's basically just sharing it. But my view on it is still the same. He's adding another layer to that.
Sure. Let's go down this road since we're talking about it, right?
Mhm.
So if that should be limited, should our conversation about what Trump's actual goal is with the UK also be limited? Because that clearly, if is known, is going against American interests now that we've laid out the actual plan.
But we've laid out an opinion about a plan. That dude went on maps and put up pictures and said, look, there's specifically 6 of these missiles
Sure.
right here. You know what I mean? And
You can't put the UK banking system on a map, though.
no, but you and I are having a discussion about it.
Sure.
About it. He's sitting there pointing out on maps exact locations of assets that we have, both, equipment and personnel. I find that to be too much. If I'm working one of those locations and it fucking gets hit and I make it back stateside, I'm going to beat the shit out of that guy.
I mean, I'm free speech. What has its consequences. I'm not saying that him being unalived shouldn't happen in the best interest of America, but saying that it's illegal, I have an issue with.
So do you potentially have a problem with Elon's platform taking down his account?
Abso-fucking-lutely.
You think that should stay up?
I think free speech is free speech.
All right, let's switch it up. Do you have any family members in the military or
Yes.
ever? What if one of them was harmed by the actions of someone like Ethan?
Ethan's not the one pulling the trigger.
I understand that, but let's say that Ethan's intel leads someone that pulls the trigger to do that. What's your view?
I'm really upset with Ethan, and I'm going to find a way to make sure that he pays the price.
Yeah.
But it's still free speech.
You're going to stand there next to the coffin of your beloved and say, Ethan's free speech.
You're laying down for nothing because I stood for something. Yeah.
Right. I'm doing a little devil's advocate.
I
here.
understand, and I appreciate the challenge.
Yeah.
Because it makes me rethink about it, and it makes me, that's a perfect segue into the FCC statements from today, but we can get into that once you finish what your thought.
Well, I mean, that's just it. I think in this particular instance, I move, having a military background, I move over to that side. And I say, in the best interest of the troops and the best interest of the assets, not the agenda. I'm not protecting the agenda above. You talk to guys that serve together, it's about the guys you serve with.
Mhm.
And if we're out there together and I look at you and I say, you're going to get home no matter what.
Right.
Right. But Ethan sends out some intel that Mohammed al-Shitbag comes and blows your shit up. And now I got to explain to your wife about Ethan. Reality is when I get home, I'm smoking Ethan.
Clearly.
Right. That's the consequence part.
Sure.
But I'm saying going into this, that's the facts of the matter. And that in this particular instance, I lean towards Ethan needs to shut the fuck up.
I clearly think he needs to shut the fuck up as well, but I will protect his right to speak.
It's a slippery slope.
Well, it's a slippery slope the other way too, because
Well,
once
yeah.
we start limiting him,
Well, then
who
what?
else-
Right. I agree with you.
Right.
Ideally, I agree with you.
I want traitors to be called out so they can be dealt with, because
Yeah.
if we limit their free speech, we don't know who they are. Like, I don't have a problem with racists. I have people that are racist that claim to be not racist, because then I can't punch them in the face.
Right, because then you don't know.
Exactly.
Right. No, I totally get that. And I think Ethan falls into that area.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously he was citing out a base that is in Iran. I did not pick up on that it was American base as he was going through it. Maybe I just wasn't listening intently enough, because that would have pissed me off at the time. I'm going, okay,
You don't follow him, right?
never heard
He's
of him.
very heavy. He is very, and I don't have a problem with this. He's very, I guess, to the left of the war movement.
Okay.
He covers it to me with a bias, and you're allowed to do that. I'm
Sure.
not saying he can't. I'm just giving you his background.
But I mean, not having heard him before this, do you feel he's anti-American besides this post in general?
I don't find him to be anti-American. I find him to be anti this war effort. I don't think he's anti-American. I'm
Okay.
not sure I can ever point someone other than all the leftists on your page
So-
and say that they're fucking anti-American.
Hi, guys. I love you. Matt has a problem with you.
I would name you some of you specifically. I used to play football against some of you and ragdoll you motherfuckers, but
That happened.
anyways.
So, oh God, I had a point and I lost it. Okay, so keep going. Sorry.
Well, let's do the part where you.
Yeah, so FCC makes a statement today
Correct, yeah.
that they are looking at the broadcast license of any broadcasters who are speaking out against the war or giving false information about the war.
Well, what's the new term? Do you remember?
Yeah, I have to play
I
it.
don't recall it. It's like, because remember they came up with malinformation. It wasn't technically wrong, but it was going to be bad for someone. Well, that's just trash.
News distortion.
News distortion. I hate all these new fucking terms, man. I mean, it's either true or it's not true. But the fact is, you get to say things if you don't have, like, you're not calling for action and you're not looking for violence. It's your speech. I think you get to say things.
Yeah, so let's be clear. Free speech is limited when your speech creates a urgency and, like, if you yell fire in a
Or if you're
church.
saying where a missile battery might be.
Well, I don't know. So that maybe that crosses into that line.
I think it's very gray.
Yeah, I'm sorry, in a church. I said in like a movie theater, or
Yeah.
if you yell fire in a movie theater, that's your free speech is not protected there,
Yeah.
right? Because you're false flagging and getting people to trample over each other that otherwise wouldn't. So
Yeah.
maybe this falls into that, and I'm okay with that. That makes sense, and potentially, if it's protecting American lives in that way, I guess that makes sense as well. Or protecting the lives of anyone.
I think
for
the
that
only
matter.
leg he has to stand on is that ABC already reported on it. This was already put out there.
Sure.
So he's reporting on the report.
But he put more together to make
Yeah,
it
he's
more
being
valuable.
real
to-
specific. Look, they're right here. There's 6 of them. And
But,
it's
but
like,
as an anti-war guy, why would you help Iran? What does that? What
well,
does that do? To
I don't
help the
think
effort?
he's anti-war. He's anti-war effort from this side.
Yeah.
He's cheering for the underdog.
Hmm.
If you look, he's done some videos where he goes to, like, I think he was in Beirut
Hmm.
and a couple of these other places. He's a fan of it, and I'm not really mad at him because I take the position. This all initially starts. You go back to the inception. Was our greatest ally beating up on Gaza, right?
Big deal.
So we agree.
Yeah.
It's genocide.
Right.
The
Well,
UN already ruled on it being a genocide.
sure.
So the all of the
Genocide, real estate.
we're developing.
We're
We're developing. You have beautiful.
We're demoing the existing properties so we can redevelop.
It's like that meme, right? That's a nice piece of land you have there. It'd be a shame if someone took that.
Or if you live in a DC,
Yeah.
I like those shoes. What size are they?
They won't fit you, bro. I got little feet. Yeah, I from that premise, and then I want to say this again. I don't know if we've actually covered this, but I'm sure we've talked about it. The whole reason we got here, and I want to point this out because I point this out, and no one ever gives me a good answer for this.
Okay.
What was the 7.5 hour stand? Why did it take 7.5 hours to respond to Hamas on October 7th? I don't know if people, I want to reiterate. When the attack started, it took Israel 7.5 hours. Now, I'm going to tell you, military has what's called a QRF, quick response force. Quick is the key word there. What should have happened, and I know Israel has this, is within 15 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops, you have helicopters up in the air with personnel on them putting lead downrange. 7.5 hours.
That's not quick.
That's a stand down. And there's been people from inside say there was a stand down order. They were immediately told to shut the fuck up because it's not in the best interest, right? So we went from the 7.5 hours with intent. You know what? In 7.5 hours, I can drive from Las Vegas to LA.
And back.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
Shit on the sidewalk.
It's important.
Right.
You got to get that other
Apparently
7
it's
minutes.
easy to do there,
Right.
right? You just pull over and shit on the sidewalk. I could probably hit a drive-through, refuel for another shit here at home in Vegas when I get back.
Or shitting on the sidewalk is not allowed.
So just be clear, in the time it takes to drive from Vegas to LA, shit on the sidewalk, and drive back to Vegas, that's how much time was spent while these guys walked around and shot people in the kibbutz. Those people in the kibbutz were slaughtered to get to this point we are at right now. So when we say, like, Derek is much kinder than me, and he's like, I don't want to celebrate the death of Netanyahu. I do. I actually do. He's a horrible fucking person. And I think what happened to him is exactly what should have happened to him much sooner.
I'm sure at the end of the day, I will arrive at the same conclusion as you.
You're just nicer than me,
We're
bro.
just we're speculating, and I don't stand on things that I don't 100% believe in or believe until I have confirmed it for myself.
His death?
No, his position. I think that he's a complete shithead, but I don't know that he's a complete shithead.
Well, what are we speculating on?
Him being a complete shithead.
Okay. Fine. He is a complete shithead. You're allowed to have that opinion.
So once I know for sure he's a complete shithead, I'm like, God, I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah, I am very glad he's gone. And I hope no one like him ever comes back. And then again, the greater Israel. Remember we discussed this.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that today. So is that written in English on the patches?
So, Quan, can you open up that? There is a patch. It's, I don't know if the words are, but the picture that they use. Here, just listen to Professor Zhang.
From the river to the sea.
It's pretty huge. It's entirely
Actually, pause it for a second.
That's more than the river.
He's going to cover this, but the Israeli flag has the 2 blue stripes.
Yeah.
Those represent the 2 rivers, the Nile and the Euphrates. If you look where his armpit is to where his hand is, those are the 2 rivers, and everything in the middle is the greater Israel that they want. And that patch, the patch that these guys are wearing, looks just like what's in red.
Okay.
Euphrates in Iraq, okay? It's a huge area. And if you say the Israelis want to achieve the Greater Israel Project, they call you a conspiracy theorist. Like, we don't want that, okay? But explain 2 things to me. First of all, why is the Greater Israel map on a chevron of an IDF soldier, okay? These are soldiers, Israeli soldiers, and they wear the insignia of the Greater Israel Project, okay? This is the map. Also, if you look at the flag of Israel, there are 2 blue lines, right? These represent rivers, the Nile and the Euphrates, all right? So if it's a conspiracy theory, then how do you explain these 2 things? All right, but I want to argue to, you know what? Pax Judaica, it's not about Israel or the Greater Israel Project. What it is ultimately is an alliance of transnational capital, multinationals like Google and Meta, and intelligence agencies that will be based in Jerusalem, okay? So secret societies will be based in Jerusalem, and they will use it as a headquarters for their global conspiracy. But, and they will profit from chaos and conflict around the world because they think that this is the culmination of the prophecy. But it doesn't necessarily mean that Jews will be in charge. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Okay, so it's a much more complicated idea than people think it is. All right, so where do we get this stupid idea from? Okay, it actually starts with Isaac Newton. So Isaac Newton, you learn about him in physics class, you learn that he's the founder of calculus, you learn about Newtonian mechanics, okay? But actually, these are just side projects of his. That was not his focus. He spent most of his life.
I'm very interested in what he's going to say about Newton because every other great scientist has come out as a complete asshole too. So I need to dive into that later.
Yeah. Well, usually the most difficult people or the most intelligent ones are very difficult.
Difficult is the word we're using. How about evil? It seems to be that
not all.
No, you're right, not all, but it seems to be that most very evil people are also evil geniuses, and that's how they become so evil. It's wild. And unfortunately, it's all becoming very apparent in today's world.
What do you, you've been following the Karg Island?
Only because of you.
You're aware of, so that's where most of the oil ends up, about 90% of it.
Yeah, and then we've taken out every single bit of opportunity they've had to defend that island at this point, is what I've been told through our propaganda news.
Well, I can tell you that they want to take it with they're sending I think 5,000 Marines, and then they're talking about sending the 82nd Airborne, which is
boots on the ground.
Yeah, they are talking that. Now, I don't know, because Trump says things sometimes, and for sometimes it's just important to say something to watch how you move.
Yeah.
Right? So you see how they start to prepare. Maybe they'll expose something. They're already dug in there. They've got missile batteries all around that place. I think if we actually went in there, that would be crazy. I think we'd lose a lot of people. And I don't want to see that. I think in totality, combat guys that you're going to have out of 82nd is somewhere around 20,000, maybe a little less. Bad idea. I just think it's a bad idea. Can you play the Karg Island one and just everyone can see kind of what Karg Island is?
Karg Island, 15 miles off Iran's coast, their main export terminal, essentially the country's cash register. Karg's Iran's oil lifeline. If we seize it, it's over. That option remains on the table.
Did it?
Yeah, it's not a very long clip.
Okay. So I think it goes on further to say that we've disabled all of their defense forces and ability to defend this island at this point. It's only a matter of time for us to take the island if we
I don't
want
believe that.
it.
I don't think it's possible.
Well, I mean, it's a news anchor, so what the fuck do they know?
Around that area, there's a lot of terrain that we just can't get to. It doesn't matter if you bomb it. It's kind of like Tora Bora, Afghanistan. We bombed the shit out of everything and really didn't matter because they're so entrenched. I think that's a lot of what the situation would be there. And I just think it would be a nightmare to go put actual troops in there.
Not to mention there's probably an underground tunnel from that island to the mainland.
I would say there's tunnel systems, that there's all kind of shit going on around there. I would not want to go into that. I just think it's going to be a mess for us.
So, real quick, I'm a big Elon fan in general. I mean, he's probably done some things that I'm unaware of that makes him a complete asshole too, because he's a genius. One of the things that he came up was the Boring Company and the ability to drop a single vessel in and make a tunnel any the fuck where you want to go to anywhere you want. Why have the Middle East not just come up with a tunnel to pump oil around the Strait of Hormuz so they don't have to deal with this challenge anymore?
I don't know that they haven't. China is doing their Belt and Road Initiative. They've got a transport basically that goes from Iran to China that they're working on, which we're trying to disrupt. This whole thing is really about disrupting.
Except for Trump telling China they need to get involved so they can clear up the strait so they can get their oil again.
Well, he is trying to do it diplomatically with them, but this is a shot at them no matter what.
Sure.
I mean, they're the biggest, from Venezuela to here, they're the ones that have been hit the hardest through this energy fight, basically.
Right. This is where we started our podcast. It was like, we're fucking China right now.
Yeah, that's I mean, a lot of people just want to put the stickers on the gas pumps and say, I did that.
You're welcome.
Okay. However, there's a deeper conversation that needs to be had. And that's what I'm saying. Nobody would have voted for it if he would have come to the table and explained it. It just wouldn't. It just wouldn't. And I believe it's a necessary thing.
If you stand up and go, hey, we're going to shit on the UK, this is part of vote for me.
Yeah.
I don't think it would happen, but explained the way you and I have explained it, if they had the...
Do you really think so? I'm not trying to be mean, I am trying to be mean. I am actually trying to be mean.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is, I have explained things to leftists. Others have. They have an ideological position based on whatever that belief is, and they don't care. They don't care. They're the ones
leftists weren't voting for Trump anyway. So
right. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They were the ones that said wear your mask. They were the ones. They still fucking drive around with masks on. If y'all pull up next to you to light and you got a mask on, bro, I am looking at you crazy for at least the duration of the light.
You need milk balloons.
That's fine. I sit there and I go like this.
You got that, Quan? Can you get in the camera, Matt?
Yeah.
Look right in the camera. In the camera.
And when we I call that eye fighting. When we eye fight, I will not turn away.
Right. Of course. You have to establish dominance.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you got a mask on, you're easily dominated. I mean,
clearly.
Hate to tell you.
All right, you've dominated yourself.
Yeah, no dude with a mask on, a medical mask, is gonna whip my ass. Sorry, it's not happening. No, not happening.
Are there any leftists in the UFC fighters?
I'm sure there are. Yeah,
that would be interesting.
What? Listen. I'm getting a little old. I carry a SF-21 with 3 mags. Partner, you come in here with your little ears all gnarled up and shit. I'm gonna mag dump in the middle of your chest, and I'm too old to fuck around.
Unless he puts the gloves on with me, which he said he's not going to now because he doesn't want to destroy my face.
No, it's not. You're a great guy. I would
Which
fight.
is why you don't want to destroy my face.
I'm not stupid. A guy that trains all the time. I used to train more. I used to go grapple and I used to do stuff more. But I'm 54 now and I don't do that anymore. So some young UFC dude, leftist that doesn't like my opinion, I can tell you right now, eat my entire ass.
But
I'm going to keep having this opinion. And if you come up to the studio, you're going to get the smoke, partner.
Multiple times.
Yeah. I can still shoot real straight.
So do we have anything else we want to touch on, or we want to lean into your? Oh, actually, Quan, how much time do we have left? Is it 10 minutes on the nose again? Okay.
So do
we have time to cover your video? Or do you have something else you want to lean into?
Okay, no, let's do that. Let's do that.
So what's that video called for, Quan?
The Silverstein?
Yes.
Silverstein Matt, and then Silverstein 2 turds that stole Matt's stuff.
So we're going to do 2 turds first, right?
No, let's do mine first. I created this video. Did it sitting at home on my phone. Background. We pause it real quick. Larry Silverstein purchased he's the guy that owned the Twin Towers. Bought them 6 weeks before they got demolished.
And when I saw this earlier, I thought it said he purchased building 6, not 6 buildings. But go ahead.
No, it's building 6 weeks.
6 weeks, right.
There was World Trade Center 7, and then there was the 2 towers.
Okay.
So I did this video based on that. But he just recently purchased a U.S. bank tower in L.A.
Where the
threat of the Iranian drones and all. And I thought, well, that's odd. We're getting the threat. This dude's buying another tower. Let's just make a video. So you can play that. That'd be great. Terrible there.
What's his background?
Silverstein? Steen? Silverstein?
No, I mean, how did he make his money?
Oh, not that background?
You're softball, man. Go ahead. No, what's his back? How do you make his money? Is he a real estate guy?
Real quick, see the smiley face I added to that, or the face?
Yeah.
It's like, Iran plotting drone attack. Okay, so I'm not sure how Silverstein. I think he was a developer.
Okay,
but I'm reaching. So,
all right. So now the second video.
But before we do that,
yeah,
Silverstein was a very he had a business where he used to notch all the coins, and he collected all those. Anyway, so yeah, the next video.
That's a good callback, my friend.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you for that one.
I pulled that back just in time, right?
102.
So the next video is of 2 guys, Ben and Aiden. And this video came out 2 days, and I'm really just crying a little bit here. I think they clearly took my video, made their own video based on it. They even put the little emoji in there. And I just want to say, guys, imitation is the greatest flattery there is, and I appreciate you imitating the video.
That's what Matt wants to say. I want to say, give my guy his fucking credit if you're going to use his shit.
Yeah, let us get in my DMs in there, right?
Right. I mean,
come on the show, talk to us.
Have us on your show. Come on our show. You got 1.4 million views on your video.
Last check.
Yeah. So give our guy some credit.
Anyways, play that. This is, you tell me if it came from the video.
The same man who bought the Twin
Same
Towers
picture, right?
Yep.
weeks before they went down recently bought the largest tower on the West Coast. The U.S. Bank Tower in California was recently bought by Larry Silverstein. And for those of you who don't know, Larry Silverstein was the same man who bought the Twin Towers 6 weeks before they went down. With recent FBI insights of a possible terror attack off the coast of California from Iran, the Department of War unveiling their new Lucas drones, an exact replica of the Iranian Shahed drones. Is this their target for a false flag attack to get us back in the Middle East, just like they did 25 years ago?
Larry Silverstein famously never missed a day at work. He showed up and ate breakfast on the 91st floor of the North Tower every single day, except for 9/11. He also took out an insurance policy that covered for terrorist attacks. After 9/11, he was awarded $4.5 billion in insurance. But what do you guys think about all this?
The Rothsteins are
Is this going to be 9/11 all over again? Let us.
Anyways, a lot of similarities 2 days after the fact. Anyways, either bring us on the show, let us talk.
Right. So real quick, Rothsteins, there's a great YouTube video about their family and how they came into prominence and how they have created their legacy by cousins marrying cousins and keeping their dowry, and every bit of money they make goes back into the fund of themselves. It is fascinating.
Well,
stuff.
all the elites from way back when, they that's how like you. I forget what's that family. God, they're actually
Kamehameha.
no. I don't know. Maybe they did it too.
They did.
But there was a lot of cousin dating
Yeah.
inside of these royal families.
Sure.
They believed that it was pure.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that through kings through the history, especially France and England. Is the movies I watched anyway.
Yeah, there's a family here. I can't remember. They all have these big, long jaws. They lived, I forget where, but they were here, and they were a product of that misshapen face that they think is cool comes from cousin fucking.
To put it lightly.
Yeah.
We have a new TV show, The CF.
Well, are we good?
I think we're good,
I think
man.
we're
Unless you got
good.
anything you want to close
I
with.
have offended everyone I can offend today.
No, you left black people out this time.
Damn it.
But I used the N-word earlier,
Did you?
so I think
Oh.
we're covered.
But it's okay if you do it.
Clearly.
Yeah.
This is why it's okay for you to say so many things about the Jews.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What word?
Jews. Look at Quan trying to contribute from the sideline.
I appreciate it.
Well, Quan, thank you again for today.
Yeah.
From my co-host, Matt, I am Derek. You are in our DMs. Please, please, please like and subscribe. If you love our content, please share it to your friends. If you are scared to share it to your friends, at least like and subscribe or tell somebody else to something. And send us any tips or things you'd like us to research so we can get it on in our DMs. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Quan. Clearly, you're not Jewish.